Hello. I wanted to use this time to come back. As you're doing everything you're doing, as you are teaching whoever you're teaching, posting whatever you're posting, one thing I want to tell you, let it be for the glory of God. Because it's only God that you're going to give accountability. I pray while you're on earth, they've taught you how to give accountability for everything. Embalirira kintu kikulu. When it is all said and done, you've written on social media, you've said whatever you want. Embalirira ogenda kugiweeya Katonda. For us, we are just your fans. The words you give people, the words you tell people, the words you talk about people when they're hearing and when they don't hear you, everything you're getting yourself involved in, you're going to give accountability. Yes, me here, I will keep reminding you. Abajjukiza ba Mukama tetukoowa. Wano tukujjukiza. Kubanga saagala weekoone. Saagala oyambala akagato ka jjajjaawo. Jjajjaawo yakola ensobi. Kati ate yagendanga ensobi teteredde. Kati kyekyo lwaki mugiddamu. Jjajjaawo yakola ensobi n'abba ettaka. Era mu bazzukulu be mulimu omubbi. Ensobi kasita teyogerwako, tevaawo, era waliwo agiddamu. Enoch walked habitually with the Lord, and 3 generations later, they got someone who wants to walk like his great-grandfather Enoch. Naye wadde era yagezaako, Nuwa yagezaako, naye waliwo kiri ekiri anti mu kibi nnyoko mwe yakuzaalira. He drank alcohol. Ekibi kyewammwe kisigala kikunoonya. Obuyisa bwewammwe. Some of you tend to say, this generation bannange nga bambala bwereere. Sweetie, simwa musoose okwambala obwereere. Adamu ne Eva baali bwereere. Yeye estaabo naawe toyinza bateeka ku mulembe gwaffe. Okay. Ate singa tebajja ate mwandizze. Singa jjajjaawo tebaamuzaala ate gwe wandibandikuzadde. Ovuma jjajja w'omuntu enkya ggwe jjajja. Nga bw'obisiga bw'ogenda okubikungula. Tomorrow ye ggwe jjajja. Through your judger, they gave birth to you. Without your judger, you can't exist. I tell you. God chose a house to carry baby Jesus. But God did not use every woman. God just created those who gave birth to Mary. Because God wanted a uterus that is clean and pure. Hence virginity. Because God does not share glory. To the leaders, hope those you lead, you're prepping them and you're making sure that without you, they can still push. I have seen people when they lose their wives, they lose their sons. And no, let's leave the sons and daughters. When people lose their wives, when people lose their fathers and mothers, they stand, they ask them to talk and they start, ha! I don't know how I will survive. Omukyala byonna y'abadde abikola sirina kyemmanyi. Onoosonyiwa okuseka. Taata agenze tuwedde. Ntamu naggwa. Taata yali just custodian. Now, if you wasted time with your father, when we get married, sebo towasizza maid. Nyabo galo child, tofumbiddwa bank. Oyo ofumbiddwa muntu. Enkya agenda kufa avunda agende, asobola n'okukyawa. You can do without them. If your trust is in the Lord, cursed is he who trusts in man. Ebyawandiikibwa mukuraminga bikuraminga. Yeah. I've gone to see my friends when they've lost their loved ones. And I see people cry and I'm like, okay. You know, when someone dies, we have a selfish lifestyle. Okaboga. Kati, tukana ola tuti. Yana ya wantawi man. Sorry. No, during death, people tend to be, to look like they've never posted anything on social media and they're saying, we are strong. When death comes, their strength leaves and they need to be held. They need our hands. When they don't have problems, by talking, Taina chat gamba. Wafirwa. Gawera ongamala gamba. Banank. Jagala kubebaza. Oba nandibikoze ntya. Simayina bwe nandikoze. Oba nandikoze ntya. Eno nga talina bizibwe, omugambako ng'atunula eri, ngambako ng'ani gwanzaala. Kitaawe bw'alwala. N'anyigira ekyalo kiramba. Kale ne kitata n'alwala tebazze na kutulaba. Kati naffe abakiruddemu nga tugamba, Swiri, bakuwe yunifoomu. Gy'otula eno naffe. Olemwa. Mukwano, sigenda kaaba. Ngenda kuseka. Olaba abantu myaka 5 agamba kasooke mbuuze mami. Kasooke mbuuze daddy. In my head I'm like agambye eki. You're 40. You're 30 years. You're still asking for permission from your mom. Bwe tofiirwa, tomanyi we basima ntaano, tomanyi we bagimeasuring. Ayi maawe. abazadde ekyengezaako bagamba mutendeka abaana bammwe nga mukyali balamu. Abaana nga bamanyi how to get everything the right way. Train your children. Make your children understand what it means to work with people. Make sure your children visit people. Make sure your children stand in the gap for people. Abaana batwale balabe bakojja baabwe, balabe basenga baabwe, mugende mukyale. Kyalira baganda bo nga bakyali balamu. Abaana batwale. Abaana batwale balabe mukulu wo. Oyinza osooka mukulu wo okugenda. Tebikukwatako. Kasita muyina emmotoka. Kati ate talina mmotoka mumukyalirako ki. Ebyo tubeera Katonda asirika n'atutunuulira. Anti munanga gaalubindi nzenze kanzirina ate tekuliiko wa gaalubindi naye olaba gaalubindi tiikinga. Esaba gaalubindi wayina olugezigezi. Amukwana afiira tasula ku malaalo. Nguluza wekka gwe akola loosi, twakola dda loosi. Katonda wange. Kyala n'afiirwa nga tukwata mukwate ng'ayeebaayeba. Namwandu okaaba biki? Namwandu omugumu okaaba otadde ekisumuluzo ky'emmotoka mu kaleega. Ekyapa mu kaleega. Akawunti z'ebbanka mu kaleega. Ebyo by'okaaba n'oyeebaayeba n'oggwayo genda onaabe. Abantu bagambe namwandu mwabadde mumusuubira akola ati. Ajjanjabye ebbaawe gye mutali temubakyalira. Akaabye n'akaaba emyaka gyonna gy'abadde n'omusajja. Kati yakaaba n'aguba. Kati takyaka. Tulaawo n'abatunuulira nga muleeta hypocrisy. Ekimanya nga kitalo nnyo nnyo. Kitalo. Abagagga omugagga omufiire ng'afiiridwa. Kitalo nnyo. Omugagga aba protecting against ze. Takaaba ebyo ng'abaavu. Omwavu akaaba agamba mbonyeebonyeeza. Ani annampa sukaali? I am just saying, please teach your children the right things. Nze kubuulira. Nze ndaba abantu nga bafiiriddwa. Ati mbeerayo ffe munange ffe baatutonda kuziikirako balala. Ffe baatutondera kuziikirako balala. Ffe tusula mu lumbe, abagagga basula mu lumbe. Obadde ki? Ajja essaawa emu. N'atulako awo n'ababuuzaako n'alyoka agamba manyi ndi mulwadde. Aba ne bamuleetera sleeping bag wali mu mmotoka. Ne baleeta n'eccupa ye eya bbiya. Omugagga asima entaano. Eka naawe. Abaana b'abagagga bakola emirimu. Abaana b'abagagga bajja nga bazze kuwa sipiiki. Gwe kitaawo ne nnyoko abataakontributinze ku mmere y'olumbe mwe muyina okuwaata emmere. Omwana w'omugagga aba atowa oda. Yakola tissaati z'omufu. Ate najja n'abasaba ssente muli eno mukaaba nga babasaba ssente za tissaati olemwa. Gwe Katonda w'amaanyi. Katemba ali mu kufiirwa. Osaaga oyogera kibe ne kiba twala obuyinza. twala obuyinza enkya temugenda kubeera na maaso bagenda gasalako katufe abalina galubindi katubalabire amatendo byonna bibyo twala ekitiibwa twala obuyinza just in case bakuzinga enkya togenda nga toyimbye ku luno oluyimba twala ekitiibwa twala obuyinza twala amatendo byonna bibyo twala ekitiibwa twala obuyinza bannange mututeeketeeke esita okufa bakwetegekera abasumba bamwe balina obbasomesa okubeera ready omuscout agamba ever ready okufa gyekuli of course tekukunto katonda abaagalwa abo abalabula namugamba Esther Solome prepare yourself I am coming endwadde ziwona gwe katonda tuwa omukane tussa twale obuyinza oli mpologoma ya Yuda bw'owuluguma endwadde ziwona gwe katonda tuwa omukane tussa twala obuyinza twala ekitiibwa twala obuyinza. To the intercessors leero lunaku lw'abeegayirizi bambi mba musaba nange munsabirako nange basebo ne bannyabo munsabirako Instant someone kisabira towagira president you have ebyo abakulembeze bamwe babagamba omukwano gwa Yesu tega waba olina enjatulayo bikula oluyimba 333 mu bipya mu bikadde oluyimba 247 saniki 850T biri wansi w'omutwe obulamu bw'obukristaayo emirembe baluwandiika Jem Mountain 1842 I am his and he is mine. In English, this hymn was given to us by our father, and he said, just in case. Akola amawulire. Omanyi bw'ofa okola bwe bakuzaala okola amawulire bw'ofa okola amawulire bw'ofumbirwa okola amawulire bw'ograduating okola amawulire kati just n'agamba in case akola amawulire agasembayo n'atugamba tuyiga oluyimba anti ffe baatuteekateeka tuli bateeketeeke baatuteekateeka kubanga Mukama ye musumba waffe tetwetaagenga ateekateeka emmeeza mu maaso g'abalabe bange asiiza amafuta ku mutwe ekikompe kyange kiwa yatuteeketeeke omusajja nga muzibu oyo ye yatuzaala kati tasuubira mulala kututeekateeka kezaala kekomberera njogedde Luganda nsuubira engero ozimanyi yatuteekateeka ekijja omanyi kinyaga bitono ekyenda tekikola ki yatuteekateeka ng'atannalowaranga mulamu yatuteekateeka ensi eno gy'olaba eggunda n'amakinga sure nti atutraininga bw'ozaala abaana bo betrainingire abantu tebalina budde yatuteekateeka n'okufa yatuteekateeka n'agamba bw'afanga nga tuyimba oluyimba 333 n'agamba bw'afanga omusika we bamuteerako emagombe kyeŋŋamba nga bamaze omuteeka mu ttaana n'agamba nti omusika we nga bamulagiraawo n'agamba talina ssente z'abalekedde kugula mmere kusuza abantu tetulina budde omusajja oyo kwegamba ng'alinga amanyi nti wanaatuukira jakuba takola nga talina ssente z'alese yatuteekateeka kati twamubuuza okyayagala myaka 8 yagamba ayagala 8 kati buli embeera we yatabukanga nga nsaba nga ngamba mukama omuddu we yagamba 80 years tetunalaba 80 mukama tetunalaba 80 omusajja ali awo mu 50 60 emyaka gya kitange nali sigibala naye bwe yalwala netaliko gibala namugamba mukama because olina okusaba n'okumanya bayibuli egamba nti tetumanyi kusaba nga bwe kitugwanira kati netandika essaala negikyusa nemugamba mukama he said 80 80 80 80 80 80 80 why he told us he wanted 80 is because he's like he doesn't want people kumwenyinyala kumwekanya kumulaba ng'ekizibu kubanga kati ye yali abaze nti by 80 ajja kubanga buli kimu akisobola n'agamba by 80 buli kimu tuba tukuze nga buli omu ali mu maka ge yatugamba tajja kujja mu maka gaffe tusaabiriza abeera wuwe ne mukyala we kigamba yatuteekateeka n'agamba mbatutte kusomera omusome natugamba osaabiriza kibi natuteekateeka natugamba musome bayibuli mwesige katonda mubuuze mukama tetwatuulako n'ateesa nti akataka ke nakasongola kako ebyo byammwe mmwe mubiteesa natugamba tuyimbe luno oluyimba abaana bo bateeseteese omukyalo oyo gwe wafunyisizza olubuto nga tomuwasizza omuteeseteese just in case abasajja muteeketeeke famire zammwe mwatutama mutulekera ebizibu bakugamba abakazi abangi oba ononya lumbe lunaakutta abawala ne babagamba mnange stick to one man togenda na musajja amufumbo mpozi ngoyagala kuyiga kuloga temuwulira kati otugamba mbuno single mothers how did you become a single mother tebakuteekateeka ewammwe kati efe bookabirira mu social media tukole tutya munange efe abamu gye tuba bagamba nti no keezaala keekomberera anti ffe tuli baganda waawu keezaala keekomberera omunaku kaama yeerandiza yekka ndikuma okulya nekulya omwoyo nezikookolima gaali magi akwana akira ayomba olina okuyiga okwerandiza wekka kyokka ne bamala ne batugamba mbu tuva mu mutuba ne ngamba te watugambye twerandize ate kati otugamba mbu nno tugende mu family meeting tuva mu mutuba mbu ate tuva mu kasolya ne ngamba ka nyumba yawa nga kasolya tekayina buliti kasolya kawa akayimirira kokka akasolya kabeera ne buliti nga ziyitamu bwe bati ne bakola engalama omukulu w'akasolya atuukayo atya okufuuka omukulu w'akasolya? Omukulu w'ekika ow'akasolya ow'akasimba eriyo ow'akagulu n'omubuuza kika ki ky'okulira b'okulira bo bamanyi b'okulira omanyi gye babeera ng'omukulu w'ekika mutuulako n'omanya families z'okulira. Esther, bantu bangi kiki ky'otegeeza? You don't have a team you work with? Ne mutuyita mu kumanyagana tuba tugenze kukola ki? Kulya mmere. Okumanyagana kwe nasemba ogenda mu kwe nakomako ne ngamba apaana. Twatuukayo ne batuwerabira. Ne nkwata ku ttamu. Kati abatasobola kugumiikiriza baaweta. Omusajja n'agamba kati nno yafa nno. Omukulu Senteza n'agamba oyo omuwala wa Galubindi nga tatubuulidde ani amuzaala. Nga baatuleese bamaze okwennyonnyolako anti kitaawo kasita tabaawo ne nnyoko owedde. Ng'ennyumba ya jjajjange nze ngikiikiridde olemwa. Ne neesimba gyali ng'omusezi agula essowaani. Ne mbagamba amannya gange nze Nnakimera Solome Esther. Ne mbagamba nzaalibwa ndi muwala wa so and so, ndi muzzukulu. Abantu ne bagamba muzzukulu waani? Omunene ombwati yimba oluyimba tuve wano. Agalamidde mutabani muzzukulu netulanya maama. Bagamba Obuganda buladde. Kati nno mmwe mwesiimye. Mu famire gye muva babawo omuzindalo ne mwogera. Bwe baguba mmanga mugenda mu kkanisa nga babawo emizindalo ne mwogera. Kati nze nno nnina obwogerera. Tuyimbe nve wano. Omukwano gwa Yesu teguteke. Taata yagamba temukaaba nnyo. Ebyange biba biwedde. Omusajja oyo. Omukwano. He made us learn this song by heart. N'agamba omusikawe tebamusibanga olubugo tebamuwanga effumu bamuwanga Bibiliya. N'atugamba ebyo bye mutuuzeeyo abantu ne bakaaba ne babeera mu lumbe ne bamala obudde nga tebalina kubeera ku mirimu. Tabyagala. Abamu bajja ku lumbe tebaddayo ne batandika obeera n'abafiiru anti tebalina gye babeera. Kati eri abantu nga bali eyo mu nsi nga talina gy'abeera nga we bafiirwa ku kyalo eyafudde ngeze ennaku azimala eyo mu kufiirwa ng'akola emirimu mukanyaga yiba nange omwana nga ayina empisa bambi yazze avudde ku ludda lwawa talina gy'abeera. You are joking. Oli yajja mu kufiirwa teyaddayo. Ogenda okuwulira nga bagamba asimanya ye taatawo yamwesiga n'amuwa ebyapa. Ogenda okulanga mutudde mu family meeting nga naye ayingidde. Nga naye akajjadde atudde akanudde amaaso. Tebalina mmere ka bagirya ku mufu mwe mulowooza bazze kubafiirwa. Tabalina mmere. Tukede maaso. Yagamba ebyo bye mubeereyo ne mukaaba ne mudda mu lugambo ng'omuntu yafudde. Bwe mumala okuziika omusika mumuteekerekaawo ekyo nakyo kiggwe buli omu agende ewaabwe. Talina ssente z'abalekedde eggula mmere. Enaliisa bafiirwa. I swear. Someone said Nnakimera ninga tata wange. We had lost a wife to one of us. And I entered like this. They were cutting the hair of the deceased, because in Buganda you don't bury someone with plaited hair. They remove it. They untangle it. Not only, I think also in Buganda, when they take your dead body to the morgue in a hospital, there are people who work on the body, so they untangle your hair. They're not supposed to bury you with that. Ekyo tetugenda kigendamu nnyo, tukireke nga bwe kiri. Eyo bwe nnaayingirayo ojja kunyiiga, so tukireke nga bwe kiri. Good. Mba nnyimiridde nkutte ku ttama. Nze omutima gwandi ku baana omukyala baalese. Ne ntunuulira abantu mu ddiiro anti nina gaalubindi. Nagambye olaba gaalubindi tikinga. I scanned the sitting room and I looked and I'm like, that woman has died. She has left her husband and children. But when I look at everyone here in the sitting room, who is going to take care of these kids? Who is going to raise these kids the way that woman has been raising those kids? This woman has played a very big role in the family. Who is going to stand in the gap for his husband, for her husband? Who is going to sit there with the kids? At a time, her firstborn was 3 years and the lastborn was 1. I looked, my heart was with the children. Then I looked and kept quiet, and someone said, they were seated next to the dining table. I looked and I'm like, when I heard the words, I turned and looked at them. They noticed that I had heard. I walked away. I walked away and I'm like, who are you? Are you good? Mba mese size mu gym nga ntambuza amaaso omusawo yaŋŋamba akole exercise. My silence was termed as Nnakimera. My silence was not healthy. My silence was not normal. It was termed as Nnakimera. Nga kitange, because my dad would keep quiet. He warns you and then he keeps quiet. You just see someone from afar, they don't talk to you. You have the right to conclude about them the way you want. We are going to raise the children right. Manyi omuganda agamba nti okumanyira kuzaala obutatya. When people laugh with you and they bring you closer, you tend to break boundaries. Because when you enter inside, oyingiddeko mu kisenge kyabwe, n'obalaba ng'emifaliso girimu ebituli, you know, kati n'ogenda ng'ozunga nti obamanyi nnyo, kyenda bakongolo si kye bali. Baakuwadde ng'omwana ne bakuyingiza mu nnyumba yaabwe. Oba emifaliso gyabwe mivundu, it's none of your business. Bwe wagisanze nga mivundu wakozeewo ki? Ng'obatwala ku social media ng'obagulira emifaliso tukulabe nti obawa emifaliso. And that qualifies you as a leader, right? Omukwano gwa Yesu tegutegerekeka, omwoyo mutukuvu yanjigiriza yekka, emirembe gijjuza bwegityo omwoyo gwange, era gikulukuta bulijo okunsanyusa byonna bitalabika kaakano mbirengedde bibikuliddwa gyendi kuleekisa kya Yesu era ebinafu by'ensi Katonda yabironda alyoka kwesa ensonyi eby'amanya mangi ennyo eby'entiisa sibitya nvumbudde ekiwummulo sikyayengeta naso sikyategana nate nina ennono y'obulamu kwekukiriza Yesu era nnyimba n'essanyu mulokozi wange kale ejje lya Yesu mugolokoke mulabe Mukama ankulembedde mu balabe bangi Yesu mugabe Mukama tuyita tugende naye kale ejje lya Yesu mugolokoke mulabe Mukama akulembedde tugende mu maaso ng'abalwanyi be tusinge Setaani n'amagezi ge tukirize Yesu ye ngabo yaffe n'ekitala kyaffe ky'ekitabo kye kale ejje lya Yesu mugolokoke mulabe Mukama akulembedde erinnya lya Yesu bwe liwulira abantu ba Setaani badduke bonna mwe mugume emyoyo abooluganda mu Mukama ffe tuliwangula kale ejje lya Yesu mugolokoke mulabe Mukama akulembedde mubayite bangi bagende naffe balyoke babeere abalwanyi be kale abooluganda tugume emyoyo omugabe waffe ye w'amaanyi nnyo kale ejje lya Yesu mugolokoke mulabe Mukama akulembedde mu balabe bangi abooluganda tukomyewo wano akawungeezi ka leero nga tuzze okwebaza Katonda olw'ebirungi by'atukoledde olw'okumwebaza olw'omukka gwe tussa n'okuyiga ebitutwala mu maaso ebitwongerako ebitali bya just enkya bye tuyiga wano biba paka Yesu lw'alidda entambula yo enjogera yo ennyambala yo enneeyisa yo enkolagana yo mu bulamu bwo obwa bulijjo ng'okolagana n'abantu mu famire yo ng'okolagana n'abantu mu kkanisa yo, ng'okolagana n'abantu mu muzikiti, ng'okolagana n'abantu n'eyo mu ssabo gye wasalawo okutuula, ng'okolagana n'abantu mu Buganda, ng'okolagana n'abantu e Busoga, ng'okolagana n'abantu e Bunyolo, ng'okolagana n'abantu e Budaadiri, e Bupadengo, e Teeso, Keere, ng'okolagana n'abantu Mambuka ne Maserengeta, ng'okolagana n'abantu emisana n'ekiro, ng'okolagana n'abantu n'ebweru w'amawanga yonna gy'oba ogenze okukakkalabya emirimu gyo. Ate awamu n'ekyo enkolagana yo ne Katonda eyakutonda. Oyo eyakuwa omukanosa, oyo eyakutonda n'akuteeka mu lubuto lwa maama wo, oyo amanye ebinaakutuukako enkya, amanye ebinaakutuukako ng'ovudde kweno live amanye ebinaakutuukako ng'otudde mu mmotoka oddeeka, amanye ebinaakutuukako oba onootuuka oba tootuuke, amanye ebinaakutuukako nga 15 January amanye ebinaakutuukako oyinza ozzikira ekiro n'otalonda, n'otagenda mu Uganda empya baagitusuubiza nnyabo, oba empya efaanana etya, I can't wait. Naye nga bakyatusuubiza, Abaganda bagamba asuubiza akira akumma. Sigenda kulinda kunnyima, ngenda kwetuukirayo. Sigenda kulinda kunnyima. Apaana. Abeera awo akusuubiza buli lunaku akusuubiza nja kukima. Abaana b'abantu basuubiza ne beerabira. Omwana w'omuntu bw'oba omukoledde ekintu ng'akuwaanawaana, ng'agenda agamba abantu waabitegedde, oyo omwana nze kye yankoledde, mukwano bye wamukoledde ebimala ne biggwaawo. Naafuna akusingako, tolina magezi. Naafuna akusingako, oli musiru. Naafuna akusingako, mukwano omwana w'omuntu kasita atuuza sitaani mu mutima. Omwana w'omuntu mukodo. Omwana w'omuntu yeerabira. Omwana w'omuntu tajjukira. N'akugamba sikumanyi. N'akwegaana nnyabo. Kati mukwano. Bw'atyo wawadde waayiti n'ensowedde. Naye nze njagala nkuzzeemu amaanyi. Njagala okolere Katonda. Yekka y'atalimba. Teyejjusa. Ne bw'afiirwa takyuka. Nze njagala oyagale Katonda. Yekka yagenda okutwala mu nsi ensuubize. Abaana b'abantu tebatuusa. Omwana w'omuntu nga talina tava ku ssimu yo. Omwana w'omuntu nga talina kwegamba tatereera. Abeeraawo n'agamba kati munnange waabitegedde, munnange n'afuuka munnange. Mukwano omwana w'omuntu bw'amala okufuna nga n'essaaka azikyusa nga n'ennamba y'essimu agikyusa. N'alyoka akugamba ate tunaabeera ku olwo. Ne yeerabira nti Katonda ye yalonze abamubeereddewo. Omanyi gye buva gye bwenkana bw'oba toli nsulo, njagala weegendereze. Omanyi ogenda n'otuleeyo n'ogamba nze ndi kya muwogo. Gye bakanyuga gye kikulira kati weegendereze bakikuula. Ekiti kya muwogo bwe kibeera waggulu ku ttaka tekireeta miwogo, tokyerabira. Tekireeta miwogo. Kati njagala obeereyo nga oweewaako reference nze ndi kya muwogo. Tekireeta miwogo. Kireeta ebikoola. Naye tekireeta miwogo. Ekyo tokyerabiranga. Kiyina ebikoola naye tekiyina mirandira. Kibeera na just buntuntu. Emirandira gya muwogo gye miwogo. Tokyerabiranga ekyo. Kati ebyo by'ogenda ng'ozungaana ekiti kya muwogo. Ekiti kya muwogo bw'okikanyuga yonna kisobola okufuuka ekimererezi. Make sure you're grounded and rooted, because no one can uproot you apart from Christ. Siri, 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 Sigurwa. Siri, 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 Sigurwa. It's a hymn also. Nigo mute. And the Bible encourages us to sing hymns. Kubanga ze nnyimba ez'enjiri ezissa Katonda. Tetubeera mu karaoke. Siri, 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 Sigurwa. Siri, Siri, nze Siri, Sigurwa ningo muti. Ogwa simbibwa ku lwazi. Siri, Sigurwa. Ne bw'alibeera mama talinsigula. Ne bw'alibeera taata talinsigula ningo muti. Ogwa simbibwa ku lwazi. Siri, Sigurwa. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. Just like a tree was planted by the waterside. I shall not be moved. Kirizagwe, Kirizagwe, byonna binzika, bw'okkiriza, nzikiriza. Lord, I believe all things are possible when we believe. Lord, I believe. Lord, I believe. All things are possible when we believe. Yampe dembe, yes, yampe dembe. Yeah, menya byonne byansiba. Ngenda mukulu kulaba Yesu. Awewe ekitiibwa eyamponya yampa yampejembe. Timpa mafuta mutabaza yange. Pa mafuta genkusaba. Ene sawa gye tuli musaba amafuta. Olabe gy'olaga. Saba amafuta. Emmotoka nga temuli mafuta tetambula. What does a car represent? What does a vessel represent? Enyimba eno nga nkuwulira ng'okozesa oluzungu. Mulina oluzungu eyo gye mwogera. Ogenda kutuvuga mu kidandali kyo. Anti taata wo bw'afa ng'otofuna omusika ng'asika. Ng'alyoka atuvuga mu kidandali. Ogenda avuga emmotoka nga bagiyita kakoozi. Emmotoka nga bagiyita kaberenge. Emmotoka nga bagiyita R.I.P. Emmotoka nga bagiyita kirijja bijjo. Emmotoka nga bagiyita Uganda. kati nga gwa agenda kikwata mu steering wheel ogyetaaga nga mukyala wo yekko wife. Sorry. Nko driver. Driver yongeza omuliro. Yongeza omuliro. Driver yongeza omuliro. Kakananga mutomete. Akivaamu yakiyita ekyato. Kyokka kimutuusizza gy'alaga. Kati agamba ogwate ogwo. Ekyato ky'oyita ekyato kye kikutuusizza wooli. Lwaki tosiima? Etasiima ebula agiwa. Anti bw'oba teweebaza ate ani agenda okuwa? Weebazeeko. Si buli kimu nti kibi, weebazeeko. Weebaze. Ekyo ekyato ekyo ky'olaba ekyo. Era kye kigenda obbongerayo. Nawe mwogenda okutuula. Togenda kuleeta kikyo. Ekikyo kikoma eri ennakasongola gye bakuzaala. Buli omu alina ttaani ye. Ekyato ekyo ky'oyita ekyato kikutuusizza yiga okwebaza. Oyagala kubeera ng'oli eyaŋŋamba nti banneebaza ki? Ne ŋŋamba kampalampa omukulu antegeere nti nsobola okuwalampa. Nze natuulanga ku mmeeza ku kabada ya tata wange n'empuuba amagulu. Ne nninnya ne mpita mu ddirisa nga batuggaliddeyo kati simanyi ky'oŋŋamba. Nga mu ddirisa mulimu emitayimbo. Ne nkulaga nti mpita mu nzenna. Baatugambye okwebaka n'eŋŋaano. Kale ate maama taliiwo simanya yagenze abakyala bazunga. Maama nga yagenze eyo mu bibye. Yabeeranga agenze kubuulira njiri, yali tagenze kuzunga. Yali tagenze mu lugambo, yabeeranga agenze mu njiri. Ng'agenze mulago kubuulira njiri. Ng'agenze kukyalira omukyala eyalwadde. Yali mu hospitality team. Baalingamu babiri basatu. Nga yagenda gye baayawukanye. Nga yakyama wali omulwadde yalambula abalwadde gwe mulimu gwe mu kkanisa. N'okwegayirira n'okugirongoosa. Kati nga tulekedde maama munene ate agamba munaabe mwebake. Kati maama munene nga twamuyigira amagezi. Mutabani maama munene nga tugamba tubeere smart tetuzannya. Kati mutabani we kye yakolanga socks azisala. Ng'omugagga omusanga ali smart. Nga ye aba smart okuva ku mutwe paka waggulu ate nga azannya. Naye socks yazisala. Nga mu ngatto. Omukulu. Munda mu ngatto. Ekigere kya socks nga tekibaamu. Nga waggulu omulaba. Nga ye aba smart saawa bino. Naye nga mu ngatto ekigere kiri bwereere. Eriyo abantu abamu enjiri yammwe bwefaanana. Tulowooza tuline musumba. Naye ng'ekigere kiri bwereere. Kyokka ky'ekigere kirina okubetenta omutwe gwa sitaani. Babuulire kubuukabuuka. Sitaani mulinnyirire. Sitaani mulinnyirire. Sitaani yakwata ka sitaani. Balina engeri gye babuuka n'ogamba. Naye musumba n'asigala ng'akyatambulira mu bwenzi. Omukulembeze n'asigala ng'akyatambulira mu bwenzi. Taata w'awaka n'azaala mukyala gw'awasizza okumanya asajja temuyina nsonyi. Ne ku neighborhood n'ogenda ku kikomera n'ozaalayo omwana. Ne gye wasomera buno obuwala buno bu Esther Solome obwo butalina amagezi. Mbu simanya my girlfriend obu simanya kwagamaya. obwo bujja ku mikolo gy'abantu nga bwambadde obwerere n'amabeere nga gamuli bweru ne batandika okwebikkirira n'omubuuza wayambadde kaaki ne tutuuka baatugambye ffe ba Asha n'agenda najja ng'ebbeere ekisoko ebbeere lyo liwanvu olina mapaapaali gona ne gakkirira kyokka tolina mwana nkimanyi itizi n'eryange epaapaali Katonda yampeesa mikono ebiri nze we tutuuka mbasabira amabeere siriimu mukwano gwange jjajjange yalina ebbeere lye bayita ebbeere mugenda ne muteeka amabeere ebweru ne nga ntali ne sirias embizi yali eridde amabeere ga jjajja yakutama waati alongoose embizi nejja ne musanga jjajja n'akuba enduulu genda n'oteeka amabeere ebweru ne nkusaasira olugoye wayambadde lwaki amabeere flasika ya mwana mumuli awo mwetadde ku pulesa kati olina emyaka 24 25 tolina musajja wenna oli wenna tokitegeera naawe oyagala kujaana omwana agenda kuyonka ki ezo embeerebeere bakakoza ze bakwatiridde bano baapolo bakirikiri esitayagala erinnya kakoza lijje mu kamwako nedda kakoza mwagala nnyo kubanga kakoza musaale mu bulamu wange Esta nonyayo amanya g'abalenzi amalala g'okozesa erinnya lyaffe liveeko kankozese kanyike enti amanya ag'oluganda genyoonya kanyike nakukwatirira Opiyo nakukwatirira Akirijjongo nakukwatirira ne Smith nakukwatirira mukulembeze waawa ngeyo ye lifestyle yo kicho gendo okutegeeza abaana baffe ogenda ne mubeereyo ne muzunga nga owoza tatina tatugamba obwe mukwano omukulembeze anaatufuga tulaba obulamu bwo engeri gy'ozze ng'otambulamu kubanga olina abantu b'ogenda okukulembera abuvunaanyizibwa kumakya tusomye to those who are what? Uninformed. Did they call them uninformed? Those who are not qualified. By no kuwuliriza, they'll have to listen to counsel so that they can learn and grow. Omuntu atayagala kuyiga takula, akula myaka. Naye ebigambo ebimuvaamu nga tebiwesa Katonda kitiibwa. Joshua got wisdom from the Spirit of God. Teyagenda mu Bible college, teyagenda eri kusoma mu political science, teyagenda eri mu leadership schools. Teyagenda mu leadership school. Eyo mukurwaminga bintu. N'olyoka okurwaminga simanya disi akiti deyaza akiti n'okurwaminga ebintu bimwe byonna byakurwamu waaka. N'otuuka okwogera speech obuulira abantu byogenda okola n'obikurwaminga nga ate byakulemye n'okurwaminga n'obeera ku kapapula. Kubanga ffe twagala kulaba obulamu bwo. Entambula y'ebadde etya bwe wali mu secondary school. Nti nali mukulembeze waaki mess prefect w'emmere kubanga tukimanyi oyagala nnyo okulya bwe wali mess prefect otyo Esther nali entertainment prefect. I know that's why you love music. Bwe wali entertainment prefect, how did you organize those who love entertainment? Gwe watuleeteranga karaoke nze nno namugoba mu Caltech mu 2003. Mkwano Caltech namugoba mukulembeze obeera n'amaanyi agagoba ebintu namugoba. Olemwa. Nagoba endongo. My first Saturday and my first day of reporting in my L-level in 2002. Sorry. Yes, 2002. And I started late. I was very annoyed, blaming it on my parents. How dare they take me to such a school? My daddy betobimunyumiza. Mama yakugambye okusaba. You ming and mix those kids abana babagagga. Abakopi manya abakopa mu kirasi bozanya nabo. Evakopa kwesifo. Era nzo okunjogerako nti nno banne baseeko kyantaaso okkopa. Katonda ebyo byakwa. Katonda muzibu. Katonda agenda kuleeta embeera ng'etaasa ggwe. Olyoka onyiike. Mukwano Katonda yali antaasa okukoppa. Akasasi nandi katutte endowooza. Kubanga abaana batuuka mu panic mode. Ne balyoka bafulumya akasasi 2001. Mukwano twagwa tiddi. Ffenna eggwanga lyonna lyagwa tiddi mu 2001. Twafuna F9. Then tuba tutandise okusoma mu L-level in 2002. They remarked us. Emyaka gyange ejja special gidi gyakatawa. Mukwano, they remarked us. Ne bikomawo nga nina 6. Gwe bali bawadde 9 nga nina 6. Naye nga sikyayina bwenkyusa. Ne nsigala Caltech Academy ne bampa Physics, Economics and Mathematics. Administrator n'agamba mama wange wano tetulunda baana. Wano tusomesa abantu abakulu because at a time it was only advanced level. I got my uniform very annoyed, blaming my parents. Yet they told me to read and pray. Mukyova okusoma ekiro nga mbeera mu alubamu. Natuukanga okusoma teyali nze. Waliwo omukadde eyakwekweya ebweru. Nga bwenzukuka okusoma nga mpulira omuntu ebweru ng'akwekweya. Nga wembikula ekitabo okusoma nga nsumagira kati nga nyumirwa nnyo ebifaananyi ng'abeera mu alubamu. Mama had to hide it. Nze njagala ebifaananyi. Wallahi. Pozi mwangamba nziba ebifaananyi byammwe. Nengamba ye Mukama Katonda wange. Mwe muwanika ebifaananyi ku social media. Ate nze ekifaananyi kyo kikozesa nga am celebrating you. Awo wenkoma. Nga nkwogererako ebigambo ebirungi, ebigambo ebikyusa, ebigambo ebirokola, ebigambo ebinakuwangaaza. Lwaki? Katonda yampa obuyinza. I was called into service before I was put in my mother's womb. I was approved as a writer by God in 2015. When I write, God is writing your story. When I write, God is giving you a message. When it is your time to go, the Lord will always say it. But I learned that not everyone can take in certain messages. Recently, a friend of ours died. In December, we talked. I saw his cousin. His cousin had posted they wanted money to go for liver transplant. I took the poster. I circulated it around. Then I called the sick. No, I asked the one who sent me where I got the poster from. I told him, hey, by the way, send me Moses' number. I got the number. I called Moses to encourage him, to strengthen him. I've known these guys since 2005. Him 2005, but his cousin 2004, when we joined at Chambogo University. Moses came in as a mature student to upgrade. He was studying with some of my relatives. So it was not only university. I took it a notch higher. That is me. I called Moses. And we talked and we laughed. And he's like, hey, my kavuyo sister. Goli kavuyo wafe. We laughed. We cracked jokes. Then I told him, by the way, I'll send you something, but you don't need to tell people about it. I'll send you whatever I can. Nemgamba, please, when you go, don't switch off your phone. I have to be praying for you because I want you to come back to Uganda. And he's like, yes, see, they took a family photo. I told him I want to see that family photo again when you come back. I prayed and God answered the prayer of bringing back Moses alive. When some people thought he was still in Nairobi, Moses was in Jinja. Because when they work on your organs, you don't leave hospital for at least 6 months. But they brought him back because of financial constraints. We talked, we laughed. He entered the new year. But I didn't want to make him overtalk. I would hear kids in the background running and shouting. I told him I wanted to have a rest because he needed to recover. A transplant is not like malaria. But at the same time, I needed to talk to Moses about his heart and his relationship with God. He was a Muslim. I'm a granddaughter to a Hajjat. She died in 2022, on my dad's birthday, 3rd September. Jaja loved us so much. Jaja made me a mat. And she said that is for Esther. She brought it. She came to see us and she brought it. It was green and white. Because I'm the firstborn too, her daughter. Jaja dies a week. I was supposed to send money to my mom to go and see her mom. Because everyone needs their mother. We talked and I told Mama, I need to get money. Esther, when I procrastinated, Mama was not able to go and see her mother for the last time. And Jaja died. When Jaja died, I told people, because when you lose a loved one, people are supposed to stand with you. People just looked at my posts. My Jaja was 101. Hajat was 101. Yali yeddira emmamba. Jaja was a hard-working woman. Jaja took care of her kids, but she buried many kids. She gave birth to many kids, but with my grandfather, it was only my mom. But Jaja apologized for leaving Mama with her dad. She did that when Mama was getting married. Mama was 20 years. Jaja left Mama when she was 1. But Jaja, they made sure Mama does not get married when her mother doesn't know. But because Mama had given her life to Christ, she was able to forgive her mother for leaving her behind at 1. Jaja explained why. What that act they did was for us. Was for us. That act of apologizing to each other was for me and my siblings. Then after us, the children will give birth to. Because I wondered why my parents apologize all the time. My grandmother apologized to my mom. And Mama learned that when you make a mistake, you own up to your own mistakes. You don't blame it on others. You apologize. Because as children, we learn from the big people. When a mistake is done, you don't just cover it. Because the devil is going to use it to destroy. When I was told that I disrespected a family, and I went to a church, and I told the people at church that their sister is getting me a man, I was like, really? The church starts at home. Okay, if I went to a church, that church had your own mother. That church had their friend. There were 2 friends that they've known for a long time. I told them exactly how it was, that the young man used their sister. The young man lied that he's getting me a job, but he was actually looking for a wife for green card things. The young man was moving around destroying people's homes. That was not the only home he was destroying. I protect people because that's what leaders do. Because I knew if anyone goes to report that boy, they are going to round up everyone. It becomes a circuit. It becomes human trafficking. I didn't want this family that took me in to be caught up in the middle of stupid things, of kids who are not raised right. They took me in when my family members cannot take me in. The Lord told me to go to their house because God wanted to protect them. I did not go to that house because I didn't have where to go. My relative was coming from Atlanta, Georgia to pick me up. Because if he had found me and I told him I don't have where to go, he wouldn't have left me on the streets. Because my great-grandmother never left the father of his mother on the streets. They took them in. It's in the bloodline. My great-grandmother took in 2 boys from a single mother. She used her place of influence. She had a big house. Brought in 2 young boys who were looking for work. They came in because of their friend. They were not taking in maids. God was preparing husbands. There were 2 boys from their mother, but they had a sister, but not from their mother. Their dad had abandoned them. And where he went, they also abandoned him. He thought he can get another woman on top of the mom of the boys. This is the same lifestyle we are walking in. When I look at my family members opening their mouths and getting annoyed, I'm like, my friend, you don't know your history. You're even walking into it. Because someone I hear, protecting achi. I got tired of history repeating itself. As a leader, you step up your game. We tell the girls, you're going to get pregnant when you're not married. They're not going to. You think that man is going to keep you? Ekintu ne kijjanga kiva waggulu ku muti. Kijja kirya buli kiramu, kirya n'emira kivudde eri ku mirandira ne kirya ebikola byonna ne bigenda nga biriibwa. Twandibadde ku mulembe gwaffe tetukaaba single mother. Ife abakulembeze baffe abadde batusomesa ebintu ebituufu. Olw'okuba akaana kesike kazaalidde ku kkubo. Olukulengera ku gate nga babo basabiriza nga ggala akajji. beba relative bo gwe musayi gwo. Abana bawala ne babazaalamu bana bakulu bawoza nze njagala bazzukulu nze bakingamba ne ngamba no. First of all munsaba abazzukulu tamanyi na bulamu bwange bwe bufaanana. My cousins were lying about me. Bababuuza Esther amwogerako naye nga balimba nakoowa. Nenkwata essimu yange ne ngamba wabitegedde munange mukulu wa kitange nkooye. Ne mugamba buli akulima nti amanye ebinkwatako taddangamu. Njagala buli omu abeere mu kafooke. Muleeta ebikolimo ku baana bammwe. Muleeta ebikolimo ku bazzukulu bammwe. Mbakubira amasimu mbasindikira message on block nga temwogera nange olumala you lie about me nga bwomanye ebinkwatako tokiddangamu. Yes, kanisa nayo najigamba stop lying about me ne family ne mbagamba stop lying about me. Sinze nkusasulira air ticket, sinze nkusasulira jobeera. Ne data sinze mukugulira. Akasimu ko tekasobola kunkubira fine. Nyoko bwe bimusobera nga akube simu gagamba munange sabira ku banno. Iye nja kusaba. Omukulu wakola. One time one of the judges asked me a question. The covenant wife to my grandfather. Mu 2022. Jaja love. Muita jaja hug. Nze bajaja banjagala munange bye bisigadde simanyi kye mutugamba. Jaja hug nambuuza. Yambuuza ebibuuzo nga bizibu okuddamu. Because I care about Jaja's health. Ekibuuzi nali nino kibuzaabuza. Nali nino okufuna engeri gye nkigijika. Kubanga nga sagala Jaja aneeraliikirire. One time I went to see her. She was staying with one of my cousins n'avaayo munyu. Kati maze Jaja haga asanyusa okundaba mukazi watu ne yekeja naleta soda ne keke. Jaja haga agaba soda na keke. Kwanga I have a sweet tooth. Soda yaberanga mirinda. Kati ate Jaja azaala taata yanya fruity. Teri soda mulala wataba mirinda tubako fruity. I had to cover up. Nga sagala Jaja neeraliikirire. Jaja azaala kitange yaberanga ngo agamba munange twalo omwana ebulaya, munange twalo omwana ebulaya nga mwala amugamba mama nvaako yagala twala abaana babendi bayonooneke. Ensi eryoka enjogerera ebimpi n'ebiwanvu ensi bwekola. Oyamba omwana we neekuddako neekuwalampa. Nti oyo omukazi tayagaliza alina ettima kale naleka omwana wagundi nayonooneka. Bannange omwana gw'otazaala kati yabeerawo ng'alunda nze. Kati ne ngamba Jaja nedda, you don't need to push it. Tubeera neno nga twogera nga gamba senkawo nga sengeri awulira musenga mugamba mama ndeka abaana babendi bagende bayonooneke abantu banneekwase. Era bwe tubeera you help someone when things go south ngatandika kale senga tanjagala senga kale nandeka kale nayafuna olubuto eyo kale ebintu nebinyonoonekako omaze okugwa mu bintu bya kisirusiru. Then you're blaming it on your auntie yakuzaala. Yakuyambye n'akutwala ebulaaya n'otuuka eri n'ozanya n'abaana abasirusiru n'odda mu njaga. Kati ani gwe tuba tusalira omusango? Osukka myaka 20 ne mudda mu walagi ne mudda mu njaga ne babagoba mu mawanga n'olyoka otandika ogenda ng'okuba emimiro. Siri ogwo omulembe gw'abaana abasirusiru tetugenda kuddamu gukkiriza kubeerayo. Buli muzadde agenda tendeka abaana be. Kati ngenda okulaba nga kiyitiridde Jjajja alemeddeko. Nentandika essaala ne mugamba taata waŋŋamba mu 1998 nja ttambula amawanga. Temekuba watali kuboddemu essaala ya Jjajjange. Katonda yayanikula essaala nga ekyalimu omukono gwalimu gwali gwa ssente. naye okujja e Bulaaya ya Rabbi Katonda yakuba olugi lwe baggala nasula ku ttayiro ku maviivi ne mugamba Mukama nkooyo abantu ababba ebintu by'owampa bye wansuubiza kubanga okutambula kwange okugenda e Bulaaya kwalimu mu pulaani nga tebannaba nakunzaala bajjajjange baalinnye ennyonyi ne mugamba omwoyo wa Mukama buli kye wateesa ozze ng'oyogera ebigambo birina okutuukirira bwe baŋŋamba nti bwe sikkiriza kufumbirwa sijja kujja ne ŋŋamba ayiziru anti nina Katonda eyantonda saabalumba saabavuma sibavumangako nasirika busirisi ne ŋŋenda ku viivi lwali lwakuna nti banzaala lwakuna mpozi mulonda ddi mulonda lwakuna kale nenfukamira nze abantu bangi bampaayiriza asizaayo sirina budde bwo nga nkaaba muze nkaabye ne ŋŋenda ku viivi ne mugamba kati Mukama ogenda kumbulira ne nva mu kitanda mukwano nalina 5x6 what are you talking about nga nsula mu nnyumba ya ttayiro nga nnaabira mu shawa don't joke around kubanga oyinza okulowooza nti tuli ku level y'emu olowooza tubeereeyo mu katanga ne ŋŋenda ku viivi ne mugamba kati Mukama bansomeseza mu Sunday school ne bansomesa abasumba batusomeseza ne batusabira kati luno lwoya lwa mu nnyindo nzizeeyo ku ssomero supervisor wange alidde waaka wange afuuse professor nze nafuna ki surgery ne mugamba naye kati Mukama kati seriously bannange bagenda mu maaso bannange bafumbirwa bannange bavuga amamotoka bannange batambula amawanga bwe basoma nze buli akange bakabba bubi bwe naddayo ku ssomero okuddayo okufuna omulimu lwali lutalo ngenda okutuuka mu office gye nabeeranga omuntu omu as a technical personnel kubanga my two bosses were always moving nga tubeera babiri na administrator ngenda okudda mu office nga mulimu abantu 6 bakola kye nnakolanga omuntu omu nekwata kutama neŋŋamba ya hawula nga bosi wange owookubiri yabakoowa kubanga nga waaka baleeta olumu kwagamaya byonna nabimanyanga oba tokimanyi yankubiranga essimu naŋŋamba Esther lwaki ŋŋamba abagundi okuwa waaka tebamukuwa ne mugamba sirina bwe nkikunnyonnyola munnange Mukama wange oyo yafa mu 2024 kankubikkulire nkulaga abantu bwe bafaanana naŋŋamba buli lwe tutuula ŋŋambe bakuwe waaka abantu nga beebuzaabuza wabakola kine mugamba doctor I didn't do anything to anyone bwe mba nina kye nabakola bakyogere mbeetondere nensalawo okutembeeya amasweta gange nensalawo okutembeeya amasweta gange lumu omuyaŋŋamba ne Esther lwaki okola ebintu bakadde bo bye bataakutuma ng'ate baakusomesa ne mutunuulira bwe nti ne mugamba nja kuba bulungi ndeesa amasweta ogagule naŋŋamba kati olaba banno bonna bavuga amamotoka nali ŋŋenda mugamba mpozi ani agaba emirimu I just kept quiet nentembeeya amasweta gange nenfuluma office neŋŋenda I want to help someone out there. Ompise Mukama okujanga gy'oli onaze n'omusaayi There is a girl out there, there is a boy out there. They are giving up. I want to encourage you, I never gave up. Natembera amasweta gange. Negandabirira ne family yange for a full year. Nenfuna abaagagulanga. Nakola esweta lumu. Natwalira mukwano gwange Carol, engineer Carol. Namugamba ntunga amasweta. Nangamba esankolerayo esweta y'omwana wange addayo ku ssomero yali ya green. Njagala ovume president ne government. Nga tonnaba kuwalampa kufuma government ne president, njagala otunuulire bakwano bo ne family gy'ova n'abasumba bo bwennyini njagala batunuulire. Some of my friends thought I ran away from Uganda. Nakugamba bwe tumala okutereeza eno wansi. Eyo waggulu ewa president omutwe tugujjako bujja. Nguba gwa Dagoni nanti. Ama president tugenda kujjako omutwe. I take a sweater to engineer Carol nga mazo gitunga. Namugamba munange sisobola kuteerako kabonero kubanga sirina machine eteekako kabonero, but I knew the place when I was doing sweaters for Hostelite Uganda. Hostelite Uganda is owned by this man. He gave me an opportunity. Namugamba munange nkola amasweater. He gave me an opportunity. The sweaters were navy blue. I left him a sample. I told him, please, keep that for me. It will remind me of my journey. It was a team of, I think, 6 guys or more. He trusted me. I even panicked cause natwala work late. Nga nino genda bawandiike ko Hostelite Uganda. No Hostelite. Nengenda ku Kampala Road after Uganda House. Kwe bakolera ama uniforms. Munda omwo mulimu abakola abawandiika, it's called embroidery. Dixon trusted me with his money. I made sure I deliver according to my ability. I don't give you what I don't know. I give you what I am able to give. I delivered the sweaters and I made a sample. I told him it's not for wearing. If possible, please frame it. Because it's my journey. As a young entrepreneur, we did a lot of businesses with my mom. Twakolako keksi. Mama yasiiko obunyeebwa nga muto wange nzirako ali ku university. Ne babwokya n'abutwala nga obutunda mu hostel ye. Oba ne ovacado bamutundako. Owange over saamutunda namuwa mikwano gyange ne bamulya. I look at you ng'ogamba simanya yana entrepreneur. Nasiika sumbuusa. Natambuza amagi. Have a friend is called R.I.P. I took a tray of eggs, local eggs. Ne mutwalira nga akolamu microfinance on that road that goes back to Entebbe Road and it goes back to ShopRite. Our Uganda House. But on this other side, Owali Mugalu. Simanyi wabachaliwo, because I used to go there for my eyes. Ewa Dr. Mugalu. Ngawe tugenda ne ku MoneyGram. And Ahmed bought a tray of eggs yali ya 10k. Maji agenko kenganda. When I was working, I had put money and Mama did the local birds. So by the time I stopped working, the birds were still there. We stopped the birds when Mama got surgery in 2012. Because we were up and down and yeah. That time we were doing eggs. So it was a bit hard. So we stopped that project, constantly stopped in 2012. Because the following year, I had to go for surgery. The same month, my mother was operated in October 2012. I was operated in October 2013. And in October 2012, we lost a pillar in the family. She died of an accident. And that same year, her father-in-law was in hospital, fighting for his life. He had cancer. So there was a lot going on. October became an issue. When I got married in October, I almost died, by the way, in October when I came back for my wedding. When people were saying a lot of words, I was fighting for my life. You are a bride. Someone almost died 2 days before the wedding. I needed to do what I know best because I knew what was destroying the family. I made sure the pillars give their lives to Christ before I get married because I didn't want anyone to die. Not on my wedding day. One of us got an accident on the 20th. He was supposed to come and pick me up. He got an accident. I had gone to see my dad's sister. I was seated and the guys knew so-and-so is going to pick her up. Others slept. When he was done with work, he was on a border. The guys yalinya kayinja, border ne yebinula. Being tall and you're seated on a border, it's risky. Na kube vivi ne lyabi kanali kuba ku chorus. Ndine senga ngamba obudde Esther bugenze bagambye okukima omugole. Ne mugamba kankubira abantu mangendo okuba essimu ng'omukulu ali mu ddwaliro. I just told Senga, let me find a way of going home. I told my cousin, a son to my auntie, that please help me and I see how to go home. Netugenda netufuna owa special gwamanyi yamuyita ne banvuga nga wentudde ewasenga tewali nkuba ng'ewasigadde yonna enkuba yatonnye nga nze gye ntudde enkuba tetonya nakola ne vidiyo ng'ewalala yonna mu Uganda enkuba etonya nga wentudde tewali nkuba. Kati onogamba otya omuntu tina ate mnagenze ewange enkuba teyabaddeyo. Olwo ne luggwa. How do you raise your kids? A lot of words were said when I came back home. But I stayed on my knees. I told the Lord I'm not dying here. The Lord had told me in 2020 through someone that it's not yet time to go home. If I go home, I'll die there. And I'll not come back here. I saw that. When I had to fly back, I was crying. The Lord told me, Esther, you requested me, you wanted your father to attend your wedding. You did what I told you. I gave you the opportunity to see your dad. Now I want you to go back. Because I would have extended my ticket. When things happened to me, when I was home, the Lord told me, what brought you to Uganda was done. I want you to go back and do my work. On the 22nd, I ended up in hospital. Yet on the 23rd, I was supposed to be getting married. I had to go to hospital. A month before I came back to get married, my husband almost died, my brother the same. I told the Lord, why is it that when I'm getting up, all the time something is... Lord told me, do my work. Obey. As a leader, you're supposed to obey instructions to protect your teams. It's what I'm trying to give you. It's what I'm trying to show you. You work for God as a leader. Going back to Engineer Carol. After giving her the sweater of her son, she was seated next to a shop. You know how women sit in Mutasa Cafero and they're selling hair and whatever. There's a building just in the corner as you're going back to, as if you're going to Navgavo. Or is it Navgavo? Okay. Just below Mutasa Cafero. That street that goes back to Arua Park. So the lady's like, oh, okola masweta konze yenyabo. Nange akolera ye sweta. Ne mugambo yagala sweta chi, chika chi, how heavy and all that. Ne mugambo yagala sweta or yagala cardigan. Kuanga temubyawula. A cardigan at the school with a V and no buttons. A sweater is open. So nangamba eyeri open konze nemugambo yagala kochi nangamba njagala yakugenda kabalo manyi wanyogoga nnyo kati because Esther Solome is always cold. I started the sweater project because I love sweaters. It's a passion. I have a blood red sweater. Mama bought it. Tata bought it when I was I think I had started school or around 3 or 4 or 6 because I can wear that sweater to date. I told Mom, among the things you give out, please don't give out that sweater. Because from that sweater, I started the sweater project. Because when I didn't have a job, I talked to my dad's sister. And she sent me a knitting machine. It's a brother. It was a 93K. And they no longer come out. It was 30 years older than me. She sent it and it stayed in the house when no one is using it. And my dad hates people who are irresponsible, hates people who waste people's money and time. Tata asked, whose machine is this? Everyone kept quiet. Then he said, whose machine is this? Everyone said, Esther. Tata said, Esther, that is not my money. I want you to make sure that machine doesn't sit in the house. That is not my money. That is my sister's money. Don't waste it. The same thing he told his wife when he fell sick and could not do school fees anymore. Not actually, no, it did not start from there. He said, when his sister went and their cousins have a hand in their sister's travel. There are two cousins, a boy and a girl. One follows the other. They have a hand in my dad's sister going abroad. She started educating us. Immediately she went to the other side of Europe. She started, when she was working, she said she's going to make sure she takes care of her brother and her other siblings because she's a firstborn. As a firstborn, what do you do? They said we ate her money. That she has not built a house because of us. I said I will pay back. If it's about that, I will pay back. I almost asked them, can you pay back the money Kabeja used to take care of people she does not know? You know, when you open your mouth to say certain things, you need to be careful. I almost asked people, did my great-grandmother, did they pay her back? I almost asked that question because it was too much. Did my great-grandmother, was she paid when she took care of two boys whose father had abandoned? Parents, I want you to be careful with your mouth when you're disrespecting people. I am sorry. I've been treated like trash for a very long time. I saw my parents being disrespected in the family. I saw that in church. And I'm like, Lord, where are we going with this? Where is the nation going? We want change, but how do we want change? You're telling me you want change. What change do you talk about? Abusing people? Disrespecting people? Is that the change? How have you used your place as an auntie, as an uncle? How have you used your place as a pastor? How have you used a place as a minister? If the president is too bad, what have you done to improve on what has failed the president? What have you done? As a mother, what have you done? As a father, what have you done to improve? When I was working and I saw my cousins whose fathers died, I needed to stick my head out. When I was going back to do my master's in 2010, I called Auntie as usual and told her I want to go back to school. I'm going back to school. I got a place at Makerere University to do renewable energy. She said, okay, let me see what to do. She went to try and borrow money. She was told we are old enough, we can take care of ourselves. She told me and I told her, Auntie, it's okay. Auntie did not know how independent I am. I've always been independent. Sometimes she says she doesn't remember even educating me. She tells people that I'm very bright. I was only thrown out of school for school fees when I was in senior 3 in 2000, when Tata's health was deteriorating every now and then. Because Tata stopped working in 2002 when I joined A-level. His sister would add something. She worked. Every time, that woman has given me a picture of the kind of sister I want to be, the kind of auntie I want to be, the kind of grandmother I want to be. Because no one in the family, no one can come out and say, ntakwatangako ku ssente z'oyo mukyala. Mu bazzukulu, mu baana be yasikira, n'abaana baabwe. Because it's a family thing. Their grandmother taught them. Teweetaaga muntu kuwa miliyoni akuwaayo 1,000. Emikolo ne gituuka. Her head is always out. Nagamba Mukama ne mugamba awangaaza omukyala. Naye obutomutwalanga nga tategedde Katonda. Ne mugamba Mukama omukyala omusanyuse. One of their cousins yangamba, Esther had gone to pick school fees. Nangamba, mulya ssente za munnammwe. Munaamujjukira. N'ayogera ebimpi n'ebiwanvu ne mutunuulira mu mutima gange nga ngamba, essente si zizo. But she was right. She was one of those who contributed to my aunties going abroad. She had all the right to say something because she didn't want us to waste the money and forget. I listened. I did not just hear, I listened. I did not just hear, I listened. And every time Auntie would come back in the country, I made sure I go and wash her clothes. When she's not with the other people who take her, who have cars. Me, I don't have a car, we walk with Auntie. In 2015, I made her walk, or don't joke around. She loves walking. I took her to the National Theatre to support my brother. She does this. N'agamba naye bino bye wandese mugasi bitegedde ne mugamba nti waliyo mutabani wo munnange bino obimanyi jjajja yagamba you support one another. You're supposed to support one another. You're supposed to love on each other. Then the president will find you on the way. Ngoyina kye weekoleddewo. Nga family kiki kye mwekoledde? Abasumba mutuyambye mutya? Abawulira nti Museveni mubi nnyo talina kyakoze. Ogusajja ogwo. Kyokka ne mujja ne mutusomesa mu Bayibuli. Bayibuli egamba etya? Njagala tubeere b'amazima abasumba. Bano abaana abato abatalina mpisa abawemula abantu. Mugenda kubaleka bagende nga bawemula olw'okuba si mmwe mbazaala. Emirembe gy'ennaku zino mubi nnyo. Abaana tubayigiriza bukodoona busiru byonna bye tubayigiriza bya kisiru. Omwana atunula atya mu kamera n'awalampa n'avuma president. Myaka 20. Ovuma otya mukyala wa presidenti nga ne kitaawo oyagala entebe agituulemu. Kiki ky'omanyi? Bwe mutyo bwe mukuza abaana. Buli omu alina okugenda, teri atalina kugenda, buli omu ajja kugenda, buli omu abeere ne timing. Ntunuulira ba obizi bange nga bagamba simanya bamboola tebajja naye mbatunuulira ne nkugamba mukwano kakikoleeta ku mmeeza. Kakikobadde otugattako. Tubeera n'ebizibu nga associations ne mutunula eri. Kiki ky'obadde oleeta? Okujjako okusabiriza. Ogw'okusabiriza mugusobola. Naawe ovuma abantu. I made a sweater for Engineer Carol's son. Then the lady asked for a sweater. I said, which one? How do you want it? I told her I can put a scarf. I will put the buttons on the pockets. I never slept. I went back home, sat on my machine. I made a sweater. It was peach in color. It had a mixture of it had a mixture of thread. My brother one time found me working and he said, Esther, if you're seated on that machine because of money, I want you to go and sleep. He told me I want you to work with passion. I didn't know there is a day I'm going to make a product and it's thrown back at me after spending the whole night awake. I spent the whole night awake, went and made the sweater how the lady wanted it. I measured her. It was heavy because the yarn was from the UK. It had a scarf. It was beautiful. When I took it there, she looked at it. I told her 50K. Nakusalirako mukwano. Those sweaters, if you don't have $1,000 US tojijayo. I gave it to her for 50K, which is $15. If you cannot pay $3 million for that sweater, you are not taking it. I give quality. I come from a family where quality is very important. Quality is key. Says auntie, says daddy, says Jaja, says mama, careful. Because you need to give value for someone's money. That's why I started a group and I called it Service Providers. Because I was tired of the poor services we get. People give us poor services and they make us pay a lot of money. The people whose products I talk about, they give quality work. Because you need to give us value for our money. Because as leaders, those are the things you're supposed to look at. When I took it there, she held it, wore it, and people said, "Hey, you did that." I said, yes, I did. Then I told her 50K. She said, tosala konkuwena ne mugamba 50K. Nangamba negeri ezitowa nnyo. Ne mugamba it's okay jimbe. Naye nga nezandese mu kibuga lwabadde nnusu 1,000. Nga sirina zinzizaka. Nangamba sijja kugisobola. Ne mugamba it's okay, nenkikwata nenkiteeka mu kaveera. Mukwana. Nenyambuka ku Button Street. Nengende w'omukyala w'omusumba. Nenkwata esweta nenjimuwa bwe yajambalanga emutuuka exactly ngolooza namupimye. Ne mugamba maama Mukama akuwa omukisa. Yantunuulira n'anyeenya omutwe. Nakolera omwami we esweta. Omwami saizi ye Yesu yagisobola. Namukolera esweta teyamutuuka. Ne bagiwa muwala we. Idea ya scarf gye nagijja ine esweta baagimuwa kuva bweru. Nangamba, can you recreate this? Ne mugamba, yeah. Nagitunuulira esweta. Nendaba engeri gye yagikozeemu. I think I have a photo here of some of the sweaters. When you go on my Facebook, on my page, you'll see the products there that I did. Recreating nga teyamutuuka. Ne bagiwa muwala we. Nengenda nenkola endala. Nenkola esweta. Omukyala oli n'agigaana n'angamba simanya nawa excuse. Ne mugamba it's okay, and I walked away with my product. I did such things. That's my work. This one was for a guy. Her brother was going abroad and he needed a sweater. So I did that. This one, a friend of mine, one of my hobbies, ordered for it. This one, a friend of ours ordered it for a birthday. It was a birthday present. This church, at church, with the Sunday school teachers, they gave it to her as a birthday present. That is me on my machine. The lady told me, Esther, tate sweater teyamtuuse ate oleese n'endala yiyi munnange ne mugamba maama teyamanya ki kye nnali nkola mukyala w'omusumba teyamanya kye nnali nkola. What I did when I failed to get a sweater that fits Musumba, I made a scarf. The yarn was from the UK. I give the best. The Lord respected Abel because of the quality of service, the quality of the sacrifice. I did many products and I just gave them out. I planted seeds. They were seeds. I gave the sweater to the lady and I walked away. Then the Lord reminded me when my brother was telling me to work with passion. It's not about the money, because you will be disappointed. You don't have to give up out there. I pray that your leader teaches you the right thing. I pray that your leader can stand up and own up to their mistakes and apologize. I pray you as a mother, as a father, you're teaching people the right things. We have to learn to apologize. We have to learn to forgive. When I protected a family that took me in, the Lord told me to go to their house. When my assignment was done in Lawrenceville, it was for 1 week and 3 days. The Lord only wanted me to touch their baby, because He had not sent me to the United States of America to be a babysitter. He sent me here to be a watchman. I watch over Uganda. 1 week and 3 days, I asked the Lord where next, and the Lord gave me a name. I was supposed to be going to California when I left Uganda, because they had given me the address. But the route changed when people requested me to go and babysit and help them babysit as I wait for my documents. When words came out, people said Mbesi bako. Ne waabwe wannemye olw'okuba ndi mulwadde. Ne bagamba bankolera ku green card nadduse ne boyfriend wange. And I'm like, you are a father who has a daughter, who has a son. I'm also someone's daughter. How dare you open your mouth about me like that when you don't even know me? You were sent for help. You came to my father's house seeking for help. You took advantage of my vulnerability. Why are you taking a girl who is sick? Because you wondered how I get money when I don't have a job. I have faith. My parents planted the right seeds. My grandparents planted the right seeds. My great-grandparents planted the right seeds, and God honored it. They protected people. We protect kings using our gifts. It followed me. God gave it to me. He saw the heart. I protected someone's mother and her daughter for their reputation not to be destroyed in the US. I was told I disrespected them. But by saying that they were looking for a husband for me. But the young man lied to them. They never listened. The words that followed, they don't glorify God. I almost died. But because I gave my life to Christ, and I walked right with God, because I chose to, my journey has been tough. I made a covenant. No sex before marriage. The Lord remembered my father. I was going to die here. Everywhere I turned, leaders were after me. People told each other never to talk to me. They threw me out of Sunday school. The family church threw me out. Churches threw me out. Everywhere I turned, my hobbies and orgies threw me out. I told the Lord, how does this work? Men that walked with my father and mother. And I'm like, what is leadership? And they're saying they're training leaders. I said, what kind of leader are you training? There is a platform. It was for kingdom builders. They were training leaders. The man behind it came and scared me in my car box. I will remove you. I did not answer back. I kept quiet because these men are older than my dad. These men walked with my father. He has ever touched his pocket to send a seed in my father's house. He gave it to Pastor Tom. When he scared me, I hear he will remove me. He was sending me instructions that I cannot abide by. You cannot tell me to send an audio of, was it 5 minutes? I was like, Vanang, I am not a summary. If you're going to work with me, you need to know me. I am a child. You need to work with me and understand me the way you work with other people's kids. I just kept quiet. And guess what? They hacked his phone. He scares me like today. The following day, his number was hacked. And he closed his friends in the group because he was the only group admin. It had all the fathers of the land. Then he made sure I am thrown off the legacy group. They made sure they throw me off the overseers group. Because of the men that are seated there, most of them blocked me. These are men that walked with my dad. These are men my father told to walk right with God, and they didn't like it. These are men my father nurtured as young as he was. Is that the kind of service you guys give God? You see, the younger generation came and attacked the president and said, Brisawa bera watgama wabera mutalo babela mutalo tukoye entalo. Naye ate entalo mmwe muzireeta. Nengamba ekyo si kikulu. Ekikulu gwe gwakoye entalo kikyoleeta ku mmeeza. Mugamba mmwe muddako mwe bajjosha b'enkya. Joshua goyogerako omumanyi. Ndowooza internet bagigyeko mwagenze. Temulina maaso kulaba. Naye ndaba mukyapostinga. Manyi okupostinga tekuggwayoko. Ndaba mukyapostinga. Njagala tuyambe abaana. Njagala tuyambe abaana. Kubanga omulembe muvundu. Abakulembeze abakulu. Omulembe gwonoonese nga mutunula. Nze omanyi mbeerawo nga mpuliriza abantu nga bagamba. Oyo mwana wa gundi yayonooneka. Yayonooneka olaba wa. Omwana akuzibwa kyalo. Omwana yayonoonese nga mutunudde wa. Help your children. Raise the right leaders. Buli mwana alina story ye, buli mwana alina gy'ava. Naye tunaakomyawo okulera abaana abafuka mu bikopo. Tunaakomawo okulera abaana abalina ekyejo. Omwana ayimirira atya n'avuma abantu. Ne mugamba ye mukulembeze w'enkya. Golowooza mu maaso ga Mukama bigenda kukola bitya? Kati bano abali ebweru wa Uganda balowooza bategeerera Uganda. Bw'oba onooyingira mu mazina g'embaata, making sure ebigere byo byambadde ki? You know when you're going for diving, make sure you wear the right equipment. Embaata teyeetaaga ebiri ebigatto babita batya? Wonooba onoogenda okuwuga, deep calls unto deep, yambala as the environment. Ebikola Kenya tebikola Uganda. Ebikola mu America tebikola Uganda. Ebikola Canada tebikola mu America. buli omu akozesa emikono gye bulungi, buli omu akozesa ebigere bye bulungi, buli omu akozesa amatu ge, ennyindo n'amaaso bulungi. Saagala oggwere mu kofini. Saagala politics akufuula omusiru. Akalulu bwe kanaggwa, ogenda kwagala abantu basupportinga bizinensi yo. Mugenda mugamba abababoola mmwe mwasooka bikola. Ne muvuma buli kimu. Mwali mu preparation temwamanya nti sawa ya preparation. Kati muzanya sympathy card tegenda kola. Yes, mulonda kalulu. Naye omutima gwa Katonda mulina okubanga mugumanyi. Uganda is supposed to have kings, not presidents. Newe bajje Uganda nga abaana abawala tebabawa mukisa, you got the president thing. Because Buganda, girls were not given a position. Girls were left in the kitchen. When the Queen of England, and after her death, things changed. Men got the position back. And Uganda, you're the pearl of Africa. Uganda, you're kings, not presidents. That is the only reason why the current president stayed longer. Because Uganda, you don't listen. You've got ears, but you don't listen. That man would not have gone past the 6th term if Uganda, you were walking right with God. And still you don't listen. I told you in 2020 that man will come back. And he came back. Uganda, if you don't change, that man is coming back. You think you can change God's heart in 2 days when you're still continuing to abuse people? For God and my country. Abasumba abasomesa Bayibuli amaaso abasinga tegakyalaba n'amatu tegawulira. Kati awo Sitaani n'akozesa advantage nti abakuumi ba Bbugwe no longer hear or see. Because baafuuka b'entrepreneurs abaali balina okuba abakuumi b'endiga. It's about ani akalina ani akalengedde. Ekkanisa kasita yaseseetuka olw'ebyenfuna. But let me tell you something, my motherland. Yeah, most of you did not understand me. I pray by the time you wake up to understand me, it won't be too late. You won't be in your coffin. I would love to see you in 2030 when we are preparing to get another president. Please stay safe. May you train people before the D-Day. You want a leader, start them now. In your houses. Teach them how to love people. Teach them the right morals. Teach them to stay in their positions. Teach them to speak words of encouragement. Teach them to learn how to take in criticism. And may you criticize in a way of raising, not in a way of demoting and demoralizing people. Let me read this and I'll leave. Matthew 15. To my intercessors, please continue to pray for me. Those who decided that my health is important to you, my well-being is important to you. I'm talking to leaders who care about us. Matthew 15. Then some Pharisees and scribes from Jerusalem came to Jesus and said, "Why do your disciples violate the tradition, in brackets religious law, handed down by the Jewish elders? For your disciples do not ceremonially wash their hands before they eat." He replied to them, "Why also do you violate the commandment of God for the sake of your tradition, in brackets handed down by the elders? For God said through Moses, 'Honor your father and mother,' and he who speaks evil speak evil of, or insults, or treats improperly father or mother is to be put to death." You can find that in Exodus 20, Exodus 21, Leviticus 20, and Deuteronomy 5. Deuteronomy 5:16, Exodus 20:12, and Exodus 21:17, and Exodus 20 and Leviticus 20 verses 9. But you say, if anyone says to his father or mother, whatever in brackets money or resource that I have that would help you is already dedicated and given to God, he is not to honor his father or his mother by helping them with their need. So by this you have invalidated the word of God, depriving it of force and authority and making it of no effort for the sake of your tradition, in brackets handed down by the elders. You hypocrites, play actors, pretenders. Rightly did Isaiah prophesy to you when he said, "These people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far away from me. But in vain do they worship me, for they teach as doctrines and precepts of men." After Jesus called the crowd to him, he said, "Listen and understand this. It is not what goes into the mouth of a man that defiles and dishonors him, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles and dishonors him." Then the disciples came and said to Jesus, "Do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard you say this?" He answered, "Every plant which my heavenly Father did not plant will be torn up by the roots. Leave them alone. They are blind guides, leading blind followers. If a blind man leads a blind man, both will fall into a pit." Peter asked him, "Explain this parable about what defiles a person to us." He said, "Are you still so dull and unable to put things together? Do you not understand that whatever goes into the mouth passes into the stomach and is eliminated? But whatever word comes out of the mouth comes from the heart, and this is what defiles and dishonors the man." But whatever word comes out of the mouth comes from the heart, and this is what defiles and dishonors the man. For out of the heart come evil thoughts and plans, murderers, adulterers, sexual immoralities, thefts, false testimonies, slanderers, in brackets, verbal abuse, irreverent speech, blaspheming. These are the things which defile and dishonor the man. But eating with ceremonially unwashed hands does not defile a man. Gonna stop there. I've just read through. I will be here whether you're there or not. I'm doing my part. Please raise children the right way. Teach your children to love one another. Teach your children how to respect their families. As a mother, train. Father gives instructions and commandments. Mama teaches and makes sure the children execute the right way. Lord, I thank you for small Kazima. Kazima. Lord, you know him. You know the person behind those names. Let your will be done and your love prevail. As they raise their own family members, I pray they do it God's way, God's will. I pray they teach their children what family is all about. Because through a family we get a government, through a family we get institutions, education institutions, financial institutions, we get the media, we get entertainment, we get the government. Through family, there are 7 spheres, but one of them is a raw material for the final products on the other end. May your will be done, may your love prevail. Teach us how to love on each other and so that we redeem the time. Teach us how to number our days for the glory of your name. We give you praise, Lord. We give you glory. We give you honor. I pray for protection over your people, Lord. Protection in the night, protection during the day, protection on the 15th of January, when people are going to vote. Father, I pray for safety. Lord, I am tired of seeing blood. Because of the blood that has been shed, when people are not ready to go, that blood has been making noise. Lord, Uganda has shed a lot of blood. From the king's times, we have 36 kings in Buganda. But from 1 to 35, those guys were killed. We got presidents. The same story. Lord, for this one time, we've had enough. We've had enough, Lord. We have many kids who are bitter because their fathers and mothers were killed. Father, I have seen the younger generation that wants to take us over. They don't have tebaina chiddako. For them it's about revenge. We cannot run like that, Lord. Choose for us a man after your heart. A man who cares about people. Because according to Ephesians chapter 2, he created us for good works. A man whose intentions is God's heart. Tato oba muto oba mukulu nze tebinkwatako. A man after your own heart. A man who will care about us. A man who cares about our well-being. A man who cares about our feelings. a man who makes sure that the teams he works with execute the right way. He's the man we want. We thank you for the other man who has been in the seat. We thank you for all he's been able to do with his teams. They did something. We've been able to go to school. We've been able to sleep and do things the way we want. They did their part. Every work done is supposed to be appreciated. Lord, I thank you for what he has done. The 39 years that are going to close on the 15th. Because they're not 40. They're not 40. Though he's been in leadership before being a president. They are 39 years. The book of Malachi. Those 39 years were for shaping. I pray the final product we are going to see for the next level that has been under the wing of a president of 39 years. Let us see the final product. Because now we are going for the chimney level. Because the next president, it's going to be fire in and out. I pray they can stand the power. I pray they can stand the pressure. I pray they can stand what's coming our way. Lord, I thank you. I give you praise. I give you glory. I pray for my family members wherever they are. In and out of Uganda. Father, protect them. Protect them, Lord. As they go in and as they go out, protect them. Those who are married to foreigners or who got married to foreigners, Father, protect them wherever they are. Father, I pray that those who are struggling in their marriages, you intervene. I pray that those who are getting married, they get the right spouse, a man or a woman who will stand in the gap for them, a man for the girls and a woman for the boys, will stand in the gap and be that man who is change, not the one who talks about it, the one who walks with it. Jesus walked with change. Joshua never abused Moses. Joshua just stepped in, but God gave him wisdom. I pray that, Lord, that you skill the unskilled. As we saw earlier in Psalms 119, in Proverbs chapter 1 and Proverbs chapter 9, may you skill the unqualified to be found worthy and qualified. I pray that they have a teachable heart for the glory of your name. I give you praise, I give you glory, I give you honor. In Jesus' mighty name I believe and pray. Amen. It's always an honor to see someone on the front, and it's still an honor. I know people watch. I want you, my cry is to raise kids whose mouth releases power, whose mouth empowers others, whose mouth releases life in their specific assignments that God created them for. It's always an honor. Thank you, Kazima. May you stay safe in South Africa. May the Lord protect you in South Africa. May you live longer to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. May you be the change in South Africa. I sign out. Wherever you are, may the Lord protect you. It's a global issue. It's on an international level. Uganda, I love you. You'll always be my mother. Where I am wouldn't have met me if my mother did not give birth to me. That's why home is where peace is. Home is where love is. Home is where they take you in. You don't ask for permission, you just enter. Home is home. When I go to see my aunties, all I do is call and say, "Auntie, I'm coming," and she's like, "You're welcome." Here, you don't just enter in people's houses. You go to your auntie's house when you have problems, and your auntie will not look at you as a problem. My dad has lovely sisters. Every time I've had problems and I had run to them, my aunties have something to say or something to give. Because they love their brother. If they didn't love their brother, they wouldn't have opened doors for me to grow and learn. I pray you become that auntie. I pray you become that mother. I pray you become that father that raises the next in line God's way. I will be back fully tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Don't overstretch. We want you safe. There is life before and after politics. Don't allow the devil to use you. I want to see you in December 2026. I believe you also want to see me in December 2026, right? Me, I didn't know that I would make 40. My life is a testimony. I just give you a few bits of my journey to help someone out there who is giving up. Please don't give up. God is in control. Your trust. There is power in the tongue. Your friends are going to walk away. I've gone through it. People are going to close the door because you look like a problem. I held my head up high because my dad gave me the best, and that is the word of God. When I was told that I have bad manners, they can't help me even if I become homeless, I told the Lord, "You've heard the words." In 2019, the Lord sent a message through someone. I was crying, I was walking. The bus had left me in February. It was very cold. I saw snow and I had to pave through the snow. It was very cold. I cried and I told the Lord, "Why did you send me to a country that has no love?" I looked where I was from. It was very far. I could not go back. I looked where I was going. I was like, I'm in trouble. It was midnight. I got to my place at around 1:30. In Uganda, it was morning. And a message came through. The Lord told the person to tell me, "Esther, your journey has no hand of man in it, because everyone he put on my journey took the credit. They took the credit because they opened their mouth the wrong way about me. And what God was going to give them because he used them, God withheld it. So please, when you help someone, make sure you don't open your mouth the wrong way. There is no house I left when we've quarreled. I said bye in peace. I entered well, I left well. I don't care who said what, where, when. One thing I care about, that your children never go through what I've gone through. No one ever talks about your grandchildren the way you did. I pray no one talks about your children that way. As a leader, may you speak the truth at all times. because you need that belt. You can't go to war without a belt. Because when you don't have a belt, you can't have the breastplate. If you have the sword, it will be a table knife. The devil will attack you at a time you don't need the devil. It might not end in praise. Careful with your mouth. I cry because I saw curses running around because you opened the mouth the wrong way. As a leader, be careful. People's safety depends on you. God chose you and called you as the shepherd you are. I sign out. See you later. When I go live, you'll find me here. Bye-bye.